What is scratch building?
Okay, scratch building is when you can't find something you really want for your layout, so you just from scratch build it yourself.
And what is weathering?
Now, weathering is that when you see real trains, you see they've been running a while, so they're dirty, it may have graffiti, dusty, like say they're carrying some type of chemicals and it's dripping all over the place. So you make your models look like it's been around for a while. You're actually weathering the models. Well, kit bashing, when you buy a model kit and you want to alter it, you change it, the details, and make it bigger, smaller, larger, whatever. You could do it with the train cars or you could do it with buildings, either one.
All right, what's the difference between standard and O gauge?
Okay, standard gauge is a wider track. It was originally come up with as Lionel's second generation of track for the consumer back in the early 1900s. And it is about 1.5 times the size of O gauge.
Okay.
And then O gauge, when people run HO track, that actually stands for half of O gauge. And the reason that they went from standard gauge to O gauge was as trains became more popular back in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, people didn't have the space in the house to set up a big standard gauge or a wide gauge track. The other manufacturers had to call it wide gauge because Lionel patented standard gauge. So then they came up with O gauge where people could run the trains in a smaller room.
What do you recommend for people just starting off with model trains?
I recommend, depending what scale you want, go with a box set train and build it out on the table. So if you get more serious as time goes on, go ahead and join a club. So those members will help you build into a spine layout that you want.
Why are HO trains the most popular?
HO are the most popular just because they have the most products on the market available for the most decent price. There's several other scales. Several other ones are somewhat similar popularity to HO, but the price is more expensive or there's less available.
Now this is the Z scale. This is the smallest of all of them. How did you end up getting involved with this particular size of model train?
When I was a kid, I was using HO, and after a while it was too expensive. Therefore I wait until I become more mature. I came to California, and the issue over here is space. Therefore, looking for smaller thing, and I saw this type of scale, the Z scale, 1 to 220 on size. This will fit. And secondly, we can do also a very nice landscape, which looks like more realistic. You see less defect in a sense because it's smaller.
I could do that.
Anybody can do that. It's easy. Just get yourself a good teaspoon and some product and sprinkle it on.